Oh, hello, shalom. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jonathan Wambach. Today I want to take the opportunity to introduce you to my core altar, a very special altar. And basically, for those of you who are unaware, a core altar is actually the original self within dissociative identity disorder. Um, he's the self who existed prior to any trauma, prior to the development or uh, orientation of dissociative identity disorder. So I will share with you a couple of poems he's written. He tells me that he is in spirit form. He tells me that he is waiting actually to be born and that he needs to accept Christ in order to be born. He was given a negative name in his creation. I renamed him when he revealed himself to me. I named him Joshua Hope. He loves doing puzzles. I myself struggle doing jigsaw puzzles, but we have compromised and have started doing crosswords together. Joshua actually loves the show Due South. Actually, in watching the entire series again, I was amazed at how many memories were unearthed and triggered back to my consciousness. He loves the music retrowave. I've got to admit, first listening to this filled me, Jonathan, with great sorrow. And I inquired about this sorrow with Joshua, and he just told me to keep listening. He tells me it was my association with this music, as was often my safe place in trauma. It would soon fill me with joy, he said. After some months, I was amazed at how peaceful and relaxing the music has become to me. Joshua likes pizza. His existence is deeply layered under my own. He does everything that I do. When I ask him if he wants to front, he simply asks, "Can I front?" He tells me he's been hiding for his whole life, and he repeats, "Can I front?" I asked him what he would do if he had a body. He tells me he would love to dance. He would love to play and breathe freely. Joshua revealed himself to me shortly after the bulk of my other altars introduced themselves to me. Funny, it actually came in succession, one after the other. Joshua was the third altar to reveal himself to me. A lot of dissociative identity disorder people or sufferers do not get to know their core very quickly. I asked him about this. Why did he reveal himself to me so quickly? He told me it was hardly quick. They are revealing themselves to me now only after 40 years of life. When having difficulty communicating with my other altars, Joshua often mediates and speaks to them for me. I've created an interior world for my altars. It is a constantly renovating apartment house with at the moment 6 floors. We started off, funnily enough, with 2 floors. It has 2 sunrooms, a library, an observatory, a baseball park, a garden, a beach, and an arboretum. I also have a number of littles who I look forward to introducing you to in the future. I keep them at the nursery level of the house under supervision and care. And I hope you enjoy his poetry. This is a poem by my core altar by the name of Joshua Hope, and it's called Social Amnesia. It has given me reason to be free, to trust in God with all my strength. This is also the reason that I have adopted humility. How could it possibly be that the entire world forgets because of me? Everything to do with me, every good I have ever done, focusing only upon the negativity. Maybe this negativity, in fact, is the reason everyone forgets about me. I've often wondered that, every good I've ever done, what obligation do they have to remember me? This is the question that burns through my mind. The answer is incessantly, none at all. Satan is trying to kill me. God has a greater hand upon me. Still, it is not a matter of pride, rather it is a matter of security. At first it irritates me, a nuisance designed to pester me, otherwise a thorn to humble me. However, this nuisance collects as a snowball on a snowy, slippery slope. Have I done something wrong? I questioned. Have I deserved this injustice? Ultimately, the reality that you are forgetting is that truth vindicates me, makes sense of all the negativity that you remember about me. It is so confusing, happening so often. I begin to think that I am losing my mind. How the full entirety of humanity's consciousness is steered like the rudder of a ship by the house of God. How great a responsibility, then, house of God, to guide the people of the world in the truth, without exception. At first it irritates me. Has God abandoned me? Slowly God reminds people. I watch in delightful agony. Even as the broken methods that I have been using to stimulate people's memories cease working, God himself reminds them of a time of his choosing. Satan is trying to kill me. God has a stronger hand upon me. It irritates me, then it angers me. It infuriates me that people could be so insensitive, care so little about me. I become filled with indignity and voice my displeasure. This only fuels the negativity and collective loss of memory. Of all the good that I have done, I stumble and get angry. I regret it after. At first, I regret after. After a while, I feel justified in that anger. After all, Satan is trying to kill me. Do you not care at all about me? It begins to feel like God is losing his hand on me. I become desperate. It feels like the truth that vindicates me is in darkness. I am bracing for society's memory to forget about me completely. Focus entirely upon the negativity. That negativity turns to hostility. People become infuriated with me. I am humbled, but then only to a degree. Frantically, I try to stimulate people's memory. I am not ready. God has abandoned me. Satan is trying to kill me. Suddenly, God himself reminds them. Slowly, God reminds them of the truth that vindicates me. Hardly slowly at all. It hits like a freight train. The emotions are overtly evident, overwhelming, like a symphony's chorus climax. Still, God remembers me, and he has a stronger hand upon me. And it reminds me the reason why people are losing their memory. God has chosen me. I am his servant. And I realize that my identity and who I have been called to be is for them and not for me. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. My life, including their struggle with memory, is about more than me. And I accept to be their servant, so that their memory, their identity, can be at liberty. I don't have to defend myself, because God's stronger hand is upon me. He will defend and vindicate me, because I have been chosen, a servant of humanity. So, this is called My So-Called Second Mind by Joshua Hope. Not everybody has two minds, not in the way you think, I imagine. At first, it was the cause of a lot of chaos in my life, in our lives. I am the reason for this confusion. God has always called me Jacob. My name, though, is Joshua Hope. For decades I've hidden myself. I feel bad in leaving Jonathan to navigate life by himself. Did I have a choice? It was very unsafe to open up. Wait with me and you will discover my sad beginnings. I test Jonathan every now and then. Even now I tell him that he need only speak to me and not his other altars, our other altars. I do it in the hopes that secretly he will want to speak to our other ones, because they're so sad and so alone. But I am the purest form of ourselves. I am as near to spirit as anything could be. I am Jonathan's core self. Within me is the fullest potential of who we can be. Wait for me. The reason I have opened up partially is because of the good love I received at the religious community. I have not yet accepted Jesus, because I cannot in spirit form, but I will, as Jonathan prays for me. The key to my heart and the key to my potential is in the love I never received. Wait with me. I feel sad, because when I told Jonathan about my safe place, he was sad too. I encouraged him. It will grow on you, I said. You are saddened by the music because of your other altar's association with it. It will grow on you, I said. Jonathan wondered why he'd been given such quick access to his core personality. I told him that it was not quick at all. And Jonathan asked if there are any programs in us that we should be aware of. I told him that he could surmise based on the earliest experiences we endured. Their programming for you and for me began before our birth. I am not the first altar created, but I am the youngest to survive their plans. I existed far earlier. The programmers even got into these experiences, corrupting memories and implanting seeds, trying to convince me that I was bad even there. I am a good soul, and God ordained me. I am like your second mind, Jonathan. For the longest time, it was like we were competing for the same body. Please forgive me. I did not mean to interfere. When thinking, it was like the two thought processes were occurring all at once, like in layers. I tell you, it has become as though we have a superpower, only because we are learning to work together. Wait with me. Jonathan asked if I am actually gay. I told him, straight as narrow. Though together we have good gay altars, even altars who are female. It's fascinating to get to know you, he told me. Like falling in love with the lover, like two peas in a pod. I tell Jonathan that it is okay to be vulnerable. Not everybody wants to hurt us. I was pleased with him. I told him to give a flower to a woman, and he did it, in spite of his terrible fear. He did it. I told him to give his number to a woman, and he did it too. Vulnerability is the key, I tell him. He can disarm every trigger. He can do it with humility. God calls me Jacob. I am Joshua Hope. I am Jonathan's second mind. My age is not important. Actually, I do not have one, because I emerged prior to birth. So I am spirit, I think. It feels like we're twins in the same body, two peas in a pod. My name was not always Joshua. They named me Shame. I renamed myself because I know I deserve better. I have a favorite memory. I like to do puzzles and to eat pizza. I love a show on television from when we were growing up. I love it especially. My existence is layered with yours, Jonathan. We were split at birth. Jonathan, can I front? Just because you know I exist, it is not enough. I want to be free. You and me, we are like two peas in a pod. I have been hiding my whole life. Jonathan, can I front? Thank you for giving me a voice. We only have so much time together. My self-care is genuine laughter. If I had a body of my own, I would dance, play, and breathe deeply. Everything bad that exists in us is only a program. I try to convince Jonathan that because a thought comes to mind doesn't mean it is set in stone. Maybe it is me who needs the convincing. The future is never set. Thoughts can be challenged. When they abused us, they pretended to be God. They dressed up in white robes and taunted me in a persona of God himself. They tried to make us angry with God, but I prioritized love and life. As we have been programmed, there is also an incredible amount of love in our hearts. Possibly even because and in response to the programming and trauma, the love developed. Wait for me, wait with me. I feel safe enough to tell you that my whole life was planned. As God plans the lives of his creatures, the evil one is trying to take that away from him. These people are evil. I questioned for a while whether they were truly evil people, when it is clear there is no denying. Through traumatic dissociation, they force a glimpse into the future of life and tried to traumatize the child to foil God's plan for that life. I was unique. They started quite early with me. They did all kinds of satanic stuff to me. The worst part is that they rebirthed me. Jonathan did not want to hear it when I first told him. I told him it would help us remember what we were fighting for and against. After I was born, they sewed me into the womb of a dead goat and passed me again through the cavity. They called me terrible names. I was 2 days old when this happened. I showed it to Jonathan. He wanted to throw up. It was the first time we felt true emotion in a long time. I revealed myself to Jonathan for the first time when he was 4 years old. Maybe it was Jonathan who God called Jacob. When I revealed myself to him at that age, he did not want anything to do with me. He was so angry with me, he pushed me away. Is it really a wonder? I am patient with him. It truly is not a wonder why he has stumbled so much. It is not a wonder he embraced darkness. With a life to start like that, nobody taught him anything better. Please, Lord, always remind me that I was good before I entered this world. Still, because of this trauma, I am scared of people seeing the true me. I feel contaminated. What I need is for the truth to be exposed. In this lies my healing. In that, I will be able to feel and process the feelings I never got to feel. Now it is almost flipped. Now Jonathan has accepted Christ, and I am the only one left behind. I believe Jesus. I need to be rid of these emotions in order to accept him. As a true resurrection awaits, I love my Jonathan, and he loves me. He does now, certainly. We are like two peas in a pod, him and me. Together we are double the man, double the love. Indeed, together we are double the trouble. If I had a body of my own, I would love to dance. I would love to play and breathe deeply. Until I am born in Christ, Jonathan will dance, play, and breathe deeply for me. It is okay. Together we are free. Together we love freely and have all of eternity to do it. I am so thankful for my other pea, my twin pea in a pod.